Hey, welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to design the product page for our Shopify theme using Tailwind CSS. So product page is one of the most complex page and it is not going to be like covered in one video, but I try my best to teach the techniques I use for designing the product page. There is a lot of things you will learn. So we will divide it into two videos for the basic design of product page. So if I go to this product, behind the scene, by the way, I uploaded some more images and also a video, so we can cover like how we display the videos also in the product page. For now, let's come, and this is how it will display the product page for us. No design because we have removed all the default style from the down. Okay, great. Now we will start designing this from scratch. Before doing that, if I come to the product page from the theme customizer, I'm going to remove some of the sections. So here is the thing. Here is one thing called product information. In the product information, you have a lot of other sections you might have, but behind the scene, I remove a lot of them. If you add blocks, there was some collapsible row, there was some pop-up product rating. I removed a lot of them, so it should display like a clean data for me for now, but we will design all of them in the future videos. For now, this is what it will display. A text which will display the vendor and the product title, which display the product title in here. This is the vendor, the title, and also the price. More text in here. This one is also a subtitle for the product. Variant picker button, which shows the add to cart button. This one, but we will design it in the next video. There is a text with image, multi-column, and also product recommendation. It shows at the bottom, but I have toggled the display off for now. So this is how the product page will look like. Now, if I come to the code, and if you open the main product, you will see all the changes in here. So here is the thing. There is a lot of codes in here. If I check, this product has like 1100 lines of code, let's say, and we are going to remove a lot of them. We replace it with our code. Of course, we will add more features in the future video, but still there is a lot of code that we need to remove from down theme. So for now, it has a feature. When you click on this, it has this pop-up that's showing. That's why it is an empty area in here. Now let's remove the styling first. All of this and this media. We don't need the CSS. We do need the product form, but we will write our own, not this one, with like much less code. So if I open this product form in here, this like 65 lines of code, this will handle the add to cart. If product is sold out, it should display a sold out. If it is on the cart, it should fire an event that the product is add to cart. These are all the things that will handle by this, but we will write much less code than this using Alpine.js. And so here is the 3D model, and in Shopify they also support if your product support 3D modeling, so you can upload the 3D model. What this one is doing, it is going to grab the first one, and if it has a 3D model, it will include some CSS in here from Shopify. We will keep it in case we add a 3D model in the future, but let's remove all of these extra CSS. The reason I explain it, because you have to understand what is going on behind the scene in here. There is a tag called product gallery. It is a custom tag, and this one is basically when you click on this and the pop-up shows up. Also, you have a product, the slider component. The slider component is only for mobile. So if you are if you check the down theme on the documentation, also on the Shopify store, in mobile it turns to a slider. You click in the slider and it will go and display the slide. But on desktop, I think it is not a slide, but it shows it has a sitting also that they can sit in here. We will add a slider using like pure JavaScript in a few lines of code. But for now, let me remove all of this. This is like the product gallery that you have. We remove that. Let's remove this. And this part of the code is the other side of the product page. All this information that you see in here, this product information, text, title, all of this will be inside the product info wrapper. I'm going to clean up this info wrapper also. I don't need all of this. And if you come inside it, let me just remove all of this ID and CSS class also, sticky stuff like that. Just a clean like design in here. It has a product ID. We do need it for now, but in the future I will remove it. For now, it is going to loop through the blocks in this section. Which section? The main product section. It will loop through all of this, and one by one it will display. It says if it is an app, some apps are adding like app extension, render the blocks in here from the app. If it is a text, display the text. If it is a title, display the title, the price, so on and so forth. Everything. If you check the price, it has a lot more options. Shop.tax included or not, it will display the privacy. These are the advanced thing about the pricing. We didn't discuss in the previous video, but these exist that you have to like investigate more. But for now, this is how the price will render in here. Okay, cool. This is how it will display. Okay, let's come here and refresh our page. Okay, why is this image showing in here? The reason these images are showing because it is this model. If I scroll down, let me just close this. It has like a product model in here. If you click on any image, it will pop up. This is the model that it will appear in here. I can keep it or I can remove it. For now, I'll just remove it because I don't need it. I'll save it. These are also the dialogues, the JavaScript. I personally don't like writing JavaScript in the product page. Just put it in another place. But I do write Alpine. Alpine is the way to go, but not in a separate script tag in here, which is fine. It is totally fine to do it this way. And this one is for the product gallery. If it has a 3D, this script will run, and the rest of them are like for search engine, this one. So let's design our product. Also, I'm going to remove all of these extra CSS codes in here. For now, this is how it will display. Okay, this will display the product information. This will display the product image. Let's write a grid in here using Tailwind. We say grid, and the grid template will take like 2 columns, 1 column for this, 1 column for this, right? Okay, grid. When we say 2 columns, each of them will get like equal value. If I come here, let's refresh it. Sometimes it doesn't pick. I will definitely soon switch to theme watch using ThemeKit because it is very annoying. Sometimes it doesn't refresh properly. Okay, now it has an equal size. This will be for images, this will be for the product information. And let's quickly check the down theme Shopify. This is the style that they have. You can view it on a demo store. Let's go to one of the product in here. Yes, in Australia. This is what I mean. This will show the product image in here. This is the product information. Add to cart, variant, size, and everything. Add to cart is also here. Now this is how we will display. This is the default. But let's come back to our design in here. For now, that is just an example that I put. If I come here, I removed a lot of things. Now in here, I'm going to loop through the product images and display it. So what we can do is we can open a for loop in here. Oops. It should be a for loop. And let's call it media, because media will include images, video, 3D model, and everything. So it will go through product.media. It will loop through that. And inside this, we can display each one by one. So let's check, let's just first check what is the type of the media. If it is image, display an image tag. If it is a video, display a video tag. So to check that, you can use the condition of media.media type. Now you can find it also here, media type. I used to like make a mistake of writing media.type, but yeah, this is how the API name are. If it is equal to image, then display the image in here. Now again, I will go to the documentation. I will copy this code, which is a shortcut for generating a proper image for us. In the previous video, we talked about it. If you don't know, please check the previous video. And instead of this, it was in the collection page video, I think. This is going to generate a image with different dimensions, with different src set values. Also, it will lazy load, and you can pass the class also to this. We save it. Okay, cool. If the product media type is image, then display image. Now before doing that, let me just display this media.type, so you can see which types are available, since this product have a video also. I'll come here back to my product page. this is where it will display that image in here. Okay, image. Okay, yeah, now it is showing. Now this is image, and last one should be video. We didn't cover the video, but we will do. Okay, this is showing the product type in here. Okay, since it has a video also, we can say how would you do that? Okay, so here is the thing. We can say media type is equal to video. Inside this, let's open the video tag. For now, let's just as example, we put the controls and we also mute it. And in the source, we can say that src. Do we have a source for media? I'm not sure, but I'll just put it in here. For now, let's just stick with this. This is for image, but let's see if it has a source. But if it doesn't, we will find out. Okay, that's cool. Now let's come here. Yeah, it doesn't have a source. Now to find out all information about this, the quickest way is to display it in here. So for the image, just put a JSON in here. Apply a JSON filter so you can see which data are available. Now if I come here, please refresh it. Yes, it did refresh. And these are all the things available. The feature image will display a feature image for the video, but what we want is the URL. The URL is exactly where it takes us to the video, and this is it also have this type for video type. Is it MP4 or any other type? So what we will do is, instead of src, we will use URL, and if we use a URL, it should display the video properly for us. Please save it. We remove that part. Save again. So while it is saving, we have to focus on other thing. One more thing, let's put a little spacing like between them, and to do that we are going to use the gap for the grid, and I'll give it a 6 in here. That should be fine. While it is doing, still we don't have it. We don't have the video. I'll fix that. What else we can do? Let's give it a little space from the top. So margin top should be also 6. From the top, a little bit of spacing, it is stick to the top. And also we don't want to have equal space for the image as well as the product information in here. Like the down theme, you see it is much smaller than this. How would you do that? Using like grid. If you are not familiar, all you have to do is give it a span. The span is where you say how much space it should take. If you say span 2, means out of those 2, take 2 of them. So we should increase this. Let's say make this 3. Now out of the 3 columns, it is going to take 2 of them in the grid. Now if you save it again, I will save it again, so it pick all the changes after the CSS. Now it is displaying much bigger. Now it is not displaying very properly like the design that you have in here, so let's do it. Okay, we can make this a grid, and grid column, it can have like 2 columns. And what else we can do? We can give it some gap. Okay, I think gap of 3 is fine, and it should display something like this. Let's come here, wait for this to save. But the first image, you can see in the downstream, the first image is big. So how would you do that? Like the first image should be bigger than other ones. To do that, you can just add a class to this image, but I normally add a wrapper around the images. So I normally just around this one, I say media wrapper. If it works fine, which it should, yeah, it is working just fine in here. Now in here I can add a class conditionally. How would you do that? You can just say this is a for loop, right? In the for loop, you can say if you are in the first loop. To do that, you can write a condition. I will write the condition outside and I will move it. If for loop dot first. So this first is available. If the first loss is available, or you can use the index, it is going to display the index from 1. You can say index of 0, and it will start from 0 also. So for us, it is going to be first, which means if we are in the first loop, let's grab this code and put inside this class. We are going to add some class inside this. So what should be the class? It should be span column 2, means take 2 column for the first one. For the rest of them, do not apply this class. Now if I save it, now it will display something nicely like this. We'll fix the video, but this is how it will display. Also in here, it has a feature of this sticking. See, it is a sticky thing. If you see the product information is sticky and it will disappear, we can do that in here also. It should be easy, right? Since we are using Tailwind, what we can do is, this is the product media and this is product info. You can make this sticky and say when it should stick, when the position top is equal to, let's say 10. If I check, the 10 is 40 pixel. Let's add it more. I think 12 should be fine. And now what this is going to do is, it is going to say if from the top this much space is remaining, stick it. Probably you might calculate this using like how much space in the header you have, but for now, if I come and save it, refresh it, it may not work because we are using grid. When you are using grid, so make sure you apply self start. I didn't know this, I just googled it and found out. So if you say like, if you search for sticky item grid CSS, something like that, yeah, in Stack Overflow I found out like there is a solution that someone already asked and said you should have to use the align self start for the sticky one. Okay, cool. So this is how it will apply. Align self is, this is where the class will apply using Alpine.js. Not Alpine.js, sorry, for Tailwind CSS. You save it, you come to your product. Now if you scroll, in this position it is sticky. I know the designs are not looking fine. I will fix it in the next video, but this is sticky and it is working just fine, the way we expect. So yeah, I will wrap up this video, but just I'll fix the video part and behind the scene. But yeah, this is how we can display everything, product media, properly in here. The slider part is remaining. We will make a pure like JavaScript slider for this, for mobile, but for now this is all you need for the designing. Next video I will focus on this part. Let's make it a little more beautiful, and then we will focus on other part also. I hope the video has been informative. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.